the lighting is not the greatest. If you're wondering why I'm still wearing the same outfit, it's because it's the same day. It's just nighttime at this point. Candle is not currently on. So I am starting to unwind a little bit, and I guess I'm gonna show like my process of like how I kind of unwind when I want to get in the mood to read. Sometimes I put music on in the background, or I listen to a little bit of YouTube, but I have it on really, really low. But as you can see, I have all my books right here. Not all of them. These are some of them. I'm probably gonna do like a bookshelf tour type thing again, even though I posted a new one, but I'm in a new place, so you get to view that. Anyway, like one of the things that I enjoy doing when I relax is I like to have a candle, and this actually happens to be one of my favorite candles of all time. One of my best friends gave me a birthday version of this candle from a long time ago, and I love the smell of it, and I thought that, well, it has to be a limited edition, so therefore it does not exist. But no, I found out the real one, and it looks something like the one that I had. Technically, burning candles in the soot is really bad for you. I found this thing at Walmart, and also the other thing too is that this room is a huge fire hazard, and by that I mean everything is plugged into this one outlet. So, and when I mean everything, I mean everything. Like my TV, this candle, my AC unit, my phone charger, my lamp, and my PlayStation are two separate things, so those are two separate cords. So everything is plugged into that one outlet. So fire hazard majorly, I understand, but also because I have no space to put my books anywhere, I decided to buy this thing. So it's a candle heater, pretty much is what it is, and I use it when I want to chill and relax. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm probably going to dim the lights down. Either sometimes I'll read in the living room, but lately I've been reading on my bed. For the most part, it's pretty comfy. It's a nice little nook area, and I have a crap ton of pillows on my bed. I have a like dining table eating thing that acts as a nightstand. God, you guys should have seen the old makeshift nightstand I had. It was basically a couple of like loose drawers from a wardrobe set that my dad had, and I made shift that with a big giant trash can. So that was fun. But I tend to have a big giant thing of water right next to me at all times. The book that I'm currently reading, which is on my TBR list, I just made a video about that. It's called Maybe by Brent Renton, and I thought that this was a poetry book, and it's not. I picked it up because I really liked the cover of it. It reminded me of, like, there was at one point in the early 2017s where like movies were coming out that had a bunch of like car imagery on them, and I liked the title of it, Maybe, and I thought it was a poetry book because of the back. It just basically says, maybe everything will be different here, maybe I should drive away and never come back, maybe my brother didn't mean to, maybe my brother was right, maybe I can get my girlfriend to say yes, maybe no one will ever love me, maybe I should be an actor, maybe I should pretend to be deaf, maybe if I mouth the words no one will know I am not singing, but maybe someone will hear me. And confusing, that backing, but I mean when you read it you understand what all that stuff means, which I mean can be a good thing or a bad thing. This book was really, really short, that's why I picked it to read it, to get out of my reading slump, and I did it in chunks. I could have read this book in a whole day, a day and a half probably. This book is very of its time, and I don't think a book like this would fly nowadays. I mean, it's a good book in the sense of what it's trying to depict, but it's very stereotyped, which I don't like, and that's why I kind of like took a break from reading it in between every couple of chapters, because it kind of offended me a couple of times, and I don't know if I really want to continue keeping this book or not. I want to do a review on it though. But anyway, so I have this book, and I always have a bookmark. Most of my bookmarks are in storage, sadly, and I have to find them. But this one I just got at the library that I work at because they give them out for free. And then I have a notebook that is for my YouTube stuff. This was my friend's notebook and she gave it to me, so just a lot of like YouTube ideas and like some review stuff that I never finished. But anyway, so so this is the book that I'm currently reading, and don't mind my chicken scratch. I have horrible writing, so I don't like taking notes in a book and I guess I could do a video about that, but I guess I could talk about it here. I don't like doing, I mean, unless it's a book that I really don't like, which this one I kind of don't like. I don't like writing in books, and also because I rent out a lot of books, I can't do that anyway. But I don't like to write in books because, one, I have really bad penmanship, and two, I never know which pen is not gonna bleed through the pages, because that happens sometimes. And especially with a book like this that's like super old. I don't know if you can tell with the lighting. This book is yellowed already, so yeah, I don't really mark my books. Sometimes I use sticky notes or like those little tablet highlighter things, but not all the time. And I don't really like taking physical notes either because it takes me out of the book. But I think when, like, I would rather do that after I'm done reading a big chunk, and then I write down whatever thoughts I have in the moment. There's an app that my friend told me about. I think it's called Coffee something, and you can like do voice memos to yourself, which I think is really cool, which I have to start getting into. But anyway, okay, so another, oh, I have to film this way. So another thing that I use is I use this stress relief from Bath and Body Works. A friend gave it to me. You just spray it on your pillows and it smells like eucalyptus spearmint, and it's for pillow mist. So I use that occasionally. So yeah, that's my little reading cozy area. Sorry I'm not filming myself too much lately, and I feel like I look horrible in all of these videos, which is so much fun. We're gonna get into reading this, but that's kind of how I like to relax. Okay, so we're back. I've been just reading in bed lately. That's what I normally do anyway. I know some people have like a cozy little area. Sorry, my nose is like itching really badly. Probably because of the oil. Or I didn't thoroughly clean my face. Anyway, what do you call it? I wish I had a nice little, study area or whatever. I feel like my hair is up enough. I wish I had like a little study area to read, but I mean, I like reading at night anyway, so that's something that I like thoroughly enjoy doing. Like I said, I'm going to be hopefully finishing this book up. I don't know if I want to read more of it. I don't know why, like, I feel like the moment that I started wanting to do like YouTube reviews and like the moment that I started wanting to make book related videos was the moment that I started reading so much. And the same thing with like doing art. I don't do it as often as I like to. I think it's just because I don't like the idea of this becoming like a hobby, like not being a hobby anymore. I don't know. I don't like being forced to do something that I don't want to do. Anyway, yeah, I'm probably only going to film me reading a little bit of this. I don't have that many chapters left, thankfully. I'm on chapter 20, and I believe that there are only 29 chapters in here. So I think I only have 9 chapters to go. And each chapter is really short, which is really nice because I needed to get into a book that was short to get out of my reading slump. This one's probably not the book to get out of my reading slump because it's a little bit depressing. And it's a little bit stereotypy and very like juvenile but sophisticated juvenile. I don't know if that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, I guess I can give like a little synopsis of it. I read the back of it. It's basically about a boy, I believe his name is Brian, and spoilers, sort of, I guess. He loses his brother, and I'm believing in a car accident. I'm not that far in, but it's like very subtle. It's not mentioned a whole lot, but it's basically just like told through the perspective of a high school boy who is very hormonal. They make that very, very clear in this book, and I don't really know if I like that. Just making really bad choices and like trying to do right things, but then being peer pressured into a lot of stuff, stereotyping other people, like their teachers and other students, and like judging people before he gets to know them, and trying to figure out who he is as a person. There are like some subtle things that I enjoy in this book, but it's like only like little snippets of it, and the book is only so long. that it's like it can't develop too much on those parts of it. And I think that's why I don't thoroughly enjoy it. And it feels like there's a goal, but the goal is like very like juvenile. Like being an adult now and like reading this, I could see why a high school or middle school kid would be like, oh yeah, like those are the things that are important to me. And then when you're an adult, you're like, that is very like such a very small insignificant goal in life, you know. But I mean, I don't know, I kind of like, I would like to have small goals too. I don't really know what my goal in life is either, so I'm very confused and lost. But I mean, it's not a bad book. Sorry if you can't hear me, I have my AC going on. But I'm just gonna chill. I might do an actual book review on this. Like I said, I am kind of discouraged that there aren't a lot of there are book reviews on YouTube. I know that they're not as many as they used to be, because it seems like literature like falls off every once in a while. And also, I mean, with like newer generations, a lot of times people are really busy and they don't have a lot of time to like sit down and actually like watch a book review. But you can always listen to it, you don't have to watch it. But some people have very short attention spans, and I've talked about how I wanted to like start doing a TikTok, but I don't even know where to start with that. And like it seems easy and simple, but at the same time too, I suck at getting people to watch my stuff to begin with. And I've been doing these vlog type styles a little bit more because I think it'd be more interesting. Not more interesting, but like it's just simpler to film, because book reviews take a lot of editing, and videos in general just take a lot of editing, YouTube videos particularly. Like sometimes I can film for like 3 hours and that'll take me like 5 days to like just edit it. And book reviews are really, because I say a lot, so they're really hard to edit a lot of the time. Like I just said right now. Anyway, so yeah, with that being said, I don't know if I want to edit more of my videos, because a lot of times I feel like I don't want to edit them. Like I just want them to be the way that they are, because I don't know, like it bothers me editing them all the time. I also just don't like seeing myself on camera, which I think I've mentioned a couple of times in my videos before. But anyway, so I'm gonna get to reading this. I am gonna be listening to stuff in the background, so you're not gonna hear me talk unless I stop and actually like I have my notes. Like I said, this book is really short, and normally I would have a lot more notes than this, but I only have like a couple of thoughts to write down, and I mean there's not a whole lot to say about this book. I need to find my little sticky note things. They're like highlighter sticky notes, and I need to find them so that I can bookmark my book. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy doing book reviews. I really, really do. I love gushing about books, especially books that I really love. And I feel like the internet, like at one point was really into that, and now nobody really is. Everybody is like into clickbaity stuff and very like on the go, really, really fast, which don't get me wrong, I enjoy that too. But sometimes I'm like, I would rather enjoy like doing like stuff for a longer pace. Like even my art videos, having to like speed those things up really quickly bothers me sometimes, because I'm like, wow, that looks so cool. Like in my head I'm like, it looks so cool, like it's time-lapsed. But then looking back on it and remembering that no, that stuff took really long. Like it took months to finish those things. Like those 3 oil paintings that I did, those were 3 paintings that I did in the course of a summer semester. So they took at least 3 months each. So each of them took a month, and they were long hours of doing that, and like messing up and re-messing up, and like everything's so sped up. And I get it, because you know, like you're not gonna watch like me messing up and then like mixing paints for like 30 minutes because that's what happened. But I mean, sometimes I feel like slowing things down is a little bit nice too, especially because like I would want to like do like a life update video, because like I feel like time passes by so quickly, and sometimes I just want to like sit down and enjoy things, you know. And that's why I miss reading, because I miss like sitting down and actually enjoying stuff. And like for the past couple of nights I've been like reading until like 1 a.m. in the morning, and remembering how great it felt to do that, because I haven't done that since I was like a teenager like getting lost in a book for like hours in the middle of the night, and, you know, not kind of losing track of time, but in a good way. Because there's a good way to lose track of time of like actually like developing your mind, and then there's a bad way. Whereas like the bad way would be like, for instance, I have to drive like an hour and a half to work for only part-time, and it sounds crazy because it is, and it's mindless wasting of time, and I don't know, I feel like every second is precious. Anyway, so moving on, 8-minute intro into me wanting to read this book. Anyway, so I'm gonna go read this, and you're probably gonna see me read it a little bit, and then I'm just gonna get a little bit comfy. I'm a little bit cold because I have the fan on, so I tend to put a blanket over me sometimes, and I have like a crap ton of pillows, and I get uncomfortable a lot, so a little mark thing. But yeah, so we're gonna adjust the camera a little bit, and then I have like just a crap ton of pillows. So see you in this time-lapsey part because nobody wants to watch me read for 30 minutes. I know, it doesn't seem very interesting, but to me it's very interesting. Anyway, so be back in a minute. Okay, side note. Starting in this chapter, they're talking about breakfast. One, that's going to make me hungry, but two, I find it interesting because it just brought back to like a weird thing that like me and my family, well, some of the people in my family, not everybody I know does this, because I've told people about this and then they're like, you're freaking crazy. And also I made a video where I made pancakes, but I didn't do this because even though I wanted to, I really wanted to, because I burnt a pancake. Anytime I burn a pancake, I always do this because it makes it taste better. But the character is talking about how like their parents made them pancakes, and one of the ways that they like to eat them is that they put peanut butter on them. And I know some people who put like nuts and like whipped cream and stuff like that, but for me personally, especially when they're burnt and you mess them up, when you put peanut butter on them, oh, they're so good. And I should have done it in that video, but I kind of felt weird doing that on camera, and also I felt like it would be really messy and take a lot more longer than it needed to be. But anyway, yeah, that's just a side note because they're talking about pancakes, because they are really good with peanut butter. That's all I have to say. So yeah, back to the reading. Getting to the last chapter, and it looks like, oh no, I'm only at 28. Okay, and the last like third of this book kind of made me change my mind a little bit, although I don't know if it's fully worth it just yet. So last chapter gonna be done. So yeah, just found myself reading this part. So yeah. And that's the end of this book. I finally finished it. It took me like 3 days. Like I said, I could have read this within like a day and a half, but it touches on a lot of issues and topics subliminally and like masks it with stereotypes. That makes sense. It was a little bit hard to read certain moments because I related a lot to this stuff. But I will do an in-depth review on this book later. Not right now. But I do have some interesting notes. I don't think this is a bad book by any means. I just think if you're gonna read this, you need to be forewarned about the topics of it. And it's very kind of like open-ended, kind of sort of emotionally satisfied with this book. I don't like the beginning though. The beginning was kind of and the ending parts were a little bit better. So yeah, we'll do a review on that later. But anyway, I am going to put my book down and my notes away. I'm gonna just chill and relax and watch some YouTube videos. It is probably like 10 something right now, and it's time for me to relax and put this book away. I'm gonna be starting a new book soon, hopefully a little bit more lighthearted, because this was a little bit, it's not super crazy emotional, it's just that there are some things that are a little bit, they hit every once in a while. So yeah, be on the lookout for a review of me doing a review on this in the near future. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's getting late and I'm tired. And yeah, that's the end of the video. And we'll see all you guys in the next one. Bye. Sleepy.